Hello viewer and welcome back to Let's Play Back to Saturn X. Let me just plug in my headphones to my mic so I can hear the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful music of this level. I love the soundtrack to this level. This is map map what are we even at anymore? 17? Yeah, 17. And luckily, I just so happened to have the list on hand, I think. Nope. This is map 17, Navigating Flood Regions. And it's a pretty damn cool map, if I don't say so myself. I really, really like this map. And, yeah, just everything about this map is pretty cool. It's kind of short, actually. If you know what you're doing. I get lost once, which I had to do a cut, which cut it down about 4 or 5 minutes. But no, it's a really cool map. And sorry that I've been slacking on these Back to Saturn X updates. I'm feeling better than ever now. I had friends over, so you know, my friends don't like me to do Let's Plays while they're there. They don't like doing Let's Plays with me. They don't like Let's Playing in general. So that was a bit tricky. Failed to plan ahead there, but nonetheless I decided to just get maps 17 and 18 out of the way. And this one, it feels like I can vaguely, like while I was playing it, felt like I could just vaguely remember it. Mostly the ending area. Because I think I mentioned before that I've actually played Back to Saturn X before, like these later levels during Thursday Night Survival. So it really, it feels so familiar. And the next map is definitely where I started, where I like picked up playing the WAD on Thursday Night Survival. I die a couple times, by the way, just so you guys know. I didn't die there technically, but might as well have. Yeah, this level can be tricky. It has a lot of... This is where it feels like they started throwing a lot of just teleportation traps at you, because this and the next map have a lot of those. Have a lot of traps. And really, they use a lot of... It feels like they use a lot more Revenants and Mancubi and Hell Knights. And Cacodemons. I think I actually got tired of hearing the Cacodemon noise by the end of the map 18. But this isn't about map 18. This is about how I felt playing map 17. This music track is just... Oh my god, it's so damn epic. This whole map is pretty fucking epic. I mean, visually it's gorgeous. You got a lot of slime and sludge, and the ending area is actually pretty damn cool looking. And if I recall correctly, we're not going to be seeing, or I mean, we are going to be seeing that kind of viney, like a almost swampy look later on in this WAD. But yeah, we are finally in episode 3 of episode 1 of Back to Saturn X. Kind of strange. They're not really episodes. I mean, there's nothing in the text intermissions or anything that say episode in the WAD. They're just broken up by hub levels, but I hear people calling them episodes, so they might as well be. And trust me, when I say pretty short map, I mean relatively, because this one actually, I think the last map took me like, that was short. I don't know. It feels like this was a lot shorter. Like it only took 17 minutes overall, as opposed to like something such as map 31, which I think took forever. Oh, but don't worry. If you want a 30-minute video, wait till map 18 goes up, which should be later tonight. And by later tonight, I mean at the same time, because I'm doing these commentaries back to back. I think I'm probably just going to get this whole wad out of the way, you know, finish it up, wrap it up, because I feel I'm really, you know, this is one of these days where I'm just in the mood for commentating. You know, I'm excited, I'm like, yeah, let's make some fucking videos, man! Maybe overly excited, but excited nonetheless. So I'm gonna get this whole wad out of the way. We don't have that many levels to go, so it'll be a good time. I'm just doing these 2 maps to, 1, get caught up, and 2, to take a break, because maybe, you know, I don't know what's up with this ledge right here. Is that, did enemies come out of there? Because I can't seem to recall enemies coming out of there. Usually when enemies come out of something, it's like a one-time only, like it just lowers and it doesn't come back up, because then the enemies can't get trapped back in there. That's kind of a stupid design if there was enemies in there. Maybe if I were paying attention, I would have noticed. Nonetheless, yeah, this is a very well. I feel like this is a, you know, and I'm gonna delve into map 18 for a second, but I feel like between this map and that one, because I played them pretty much back to back, it feels like I'm starting to notice that some maps have better pacing than others. By the way, this right here where everything starts lowering, that's like a moment where you know shit's about to go down, so save there. I'm surprised I even survived it. This Archvile, man, I got lucky with that Archvile. I tend to get lucky with Archviles. Sometimes I get horribly unlucky, but I guess that's just the nature of an Archvile. In fact, that's pretty much the nature of Doom, considering half of it is a pseudo-random number generator for your damage, you know, output, and I'm making this sound like an RPG, but you know, there is a degree of random, like, chance to playing Doom. Sometimes you just do have to get lucky. Like, if you want to stun an Archvile, you're not always gonna stun it. So it's better just to always start going with like a backup plan, like getting behind cover every time you hit an Archvile, instead of just staying there in the open on the off chance that maybe he'll get stunned. And that's kind of why I like playing Doom. There's just always a degree of chance to it that, you know, really almost makes every time you play the game feel a bit unique, every playthrough, which is nice. And boy, did that missile really want to hit me. But yeah, design-wise, it's a pretty linear map. I only get lost once because I didn't see a lift near the end, and I'll point out which one. It's pretty obvious, but most of the difficulty comes from the traps and the set pieces, and it feels like it doesn't really need to be non-linear. Like the visuals and the music and the enemy placement and encounters, they all hold it up fairly well, enough so that it doesn't need to be, you know, non-linear. Linear doesn't necessarily mean bad. If it's entertaining enough, linear. If it's challenging, if it's a nice change of pace from a previous map, then it's fine, you know? Doom isn't the most non-linear thing ever. It's not an open world sandbox game. It can be non-linear, but it seems to me that most non-linear, like straight up non-linear maps, are really just key or switch hunts, which do get old if every map is a, okay, find the 3 keys and hit the exit switches, and so it's nice to just kind of intersperse those in your WAD, as opposed to have every level be a freaking, alright, put the keys out in like a triangle and put player in the middle, and there's the exit there, and you have to get all 3 keys. Sometimes it's nice to just have a level where you just run and shoot things, you know? I mean, that can totally backfire if it's a terribly long level and it's mostly just shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, but for the most part, it's not, you know... What I'm saying is it has variety. Have I already mentioned how beautiful this music track is? I love it. Nevertheless, this part right here is one part where I can clearly remember this part from playing on Thursday Night Survival. It's this freaking cyber demon. I remember this part. Also, nice use of purple. I don't know why, but it's just the color purple in this WAD, with the color palette. It just stands out to me the most, and it looks great every time they use it. Maybe it's because they don't use it often. It just stands out and makes the areas more memorable. Seems like every map that I really like is because it has some degree of purple in it. And I'm not sure if that's necessarily the case because I can't remember every single instance of purple in every map, but for the most part, you know, it seems that I generally like a map more when they use that purple because it's a neat color. And you don't see purple much in Doom, you know, because the original Doom palette has a really shitty range of purple. But yeah, this Cyber Demon can give you a lot of trouble if you don't just take him out. I actually do take the time out of my day to just eliminate him. You kind of have to, really, to get the yellow key, because the yellow key is, of course, on the platform with him, if you were paying attention. I mean, you could go up there and you could just book it and grab the key. That works. But it's not as easy. And I actually got a bit confused on grabbing the yellow key, because there is a lift, like, right on the platform that you need to just get up to the key. But I always thought that, or I always think that there's gonna be like some kind of hidden, you know, button or a teleporter or something. I don't know why I didn't just pick up the fact that there was a lift. It seems to me that, you know, as good as these textures are, the lift textures kind of do blend in a bit. Like with those columns, those pillars in the side of the platform, kind of look the same as the lift, so I didn't pick up on it. Plus I'm playing this in vanilla Doom at a pretty low resolution. I mean, it has to be pretty low, it's vanilla Doom, but chocolate Doom technically. So it's already pretty low res and hard to distinguish different textures. And that invul sphere, I actually, yeah, that's where I had to cut to kind of spare you guys the fate of watching me roam around for about 5 minutes doing nothing. Although I did kill a few enemies, but it doesn't really matter. Way to make a map boring. See it as a way to make the fights more that'll do it for this video, guys. Please, thank you for watching, and the other MAP18 will be uploaded later today, so please go watch that as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in the MAP18.